Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Sporifii Learn. Today I'm here with the continuation of Biology Module 3. I have uploaded Module 1 and Module 2. You can do check it. And if you are following the steps I said as Module 1, then Module 3, 4 or 5, you can then 4 and then 2. You can go through this also. I'll be uploading Module 3 also as I have done Module 1 and Module 2. You can see this video and then go to Module 2 also as you wish you can do. If you feel module 2 is itself easy, you can go through that also. If you're watching my channel without subscribing, make sure to subscribe and then watch the video. Also like the video also. And now let's start without further wasting time. The first question they have given is explain in detail how the brain acts as a CPU system. How the brain will be acting as a CPU system is what you have to explain here. The human brain can be considered a highly sophisticated and complex information processing system similar to a computer's CPU, that is central processing unit. Both the brain and CPU receives the input, process the information, store the data and produce the outputs. There are significant differences also, that is similarities we discussed now. There are differences also, but see, the human brain can learn, adapt and recognize itself, but a CPU cannot do that. It have to be given through a external software. Next, the brain is capable of performing the perception, thinking, reasoning, learning, memory and emotions and all, which are beyond the capabilities of a computer CPU. Now, information in the brain is processed in a distributed manner across the multiple specialized regions rather than in a single centralized location. Now also the brain consists of billions of neurons that is interconnected through synapses. These connections will enable what the neurons will do is the communication between the among the neurons, that is for different locations, functions and all it will be performing. Arithmetic logical unit which is present ALU in a CPU system that performs the calculation, but in the brain it will be having separate specialized region for mathematical and logical operations. The prefrontal cortex, that is prefrontal cortex, that is present responsible for high cognitive functions such as decision making, reasoning and problem solving. Now you can see the difference, that is construction is through synapses and neurons. Here it is IC, transistor, diode and capacitor. Next is memory growth, that is increases performance by like having new synaptic connections. Here it is through adding memory chips, that is memory chips, memory cards we will get, right, that you have to add in order to increase the memory. Now here information storage through electrochemical and electrical impulses. Here it is through numerical and symbolic form. Next is structural organization is self-organizing, self-maintainable and reliable. Performance depends on program task, cannot self-correct. Now transmission, that is information transmission which will be there. It uses chemical and electrical signals between the neurons, uses the electrical coding signals it will be using. These are the differences and you can see that brain how it acts as a CPU system. Next question they have given is about the EEG, that is electroencephalogram, and write any three applications of it. Electroencephalogram, it is a one test that is used to measure the electrical activity of the brain. Also it is used to detect the epilepsy disease and other neurological disorders. How it is done is small metal electrodes is being attached to the scalp of the to the records the brain signals, like small metal electrodes will be attached to the scalp of the person who is been undergoing this test, and the brain cells will communicate through electrical impulses and which will be recorded in a waveform. It will be present as the waveform in the electroencephalogram, will be present as the waveform, and the recorded activity will be appearing as a wavy lines and representing the brain activity. It is also one of the major diagnostic tool. How it is applied is for disease of epilepsy and seizure, that is having sleep disorders and brain disorders such as brain tumors, stroke, brain injuries, encephalopathy and all they will be using. Also, they will be using to observe the anesthesia, depth of anesthesia during the surgery, and evaluation the coma and the brain death, and detection of cerebral hypoxia after the cardiac arrest, and research on brain functions and neurological conditions. Also, they'll be using this EEG. Okay. Next is how does the heart function as a mechanical pump? Okay. Explain with a neat diagram. Aorta will be there. pulmonary artery, left atrium, left ventricle. Right atrium and right ventricle will be present. Inferior and superior vena cava will be present, and valve septum will be present. You can see this, how it functions as like a pump. It is having, more accurately, two pumps will be there, and per minute 70 to 8 times it will be beating. If it is a normal, then it will be a double pump. It will be having some pulmonary circulation when it releases carbon dioxide and receives the oxygen, and there will be left atrium and left right ventricle, and now there will be aortic valve and aorta, that is having the largest artery in the body, and aorta, which will be present, will distribute the oxygenated which is blood rich in oxygen, that will be generated to all the parts of the body through a network, that is having a blood vessels network. And structure is, it is having four chambered muscular organ, that is having right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and the left ventricle. Next, you can see the heart is enclosed within a pericardial sac, that is outer layer is called the epicardium. Next is muscular layer of the heart, well known as myocardium, which performs the pumping action also. Also there will be a connection, that is extensive network of coronary blood vessels that supply oxygenated, that is rich oxygenated blood, and removes the waste product from the body. Next, the fourth question is about the pacemaker. That is a device, that is small electronic device implemented to the chest, that is implanted to the chest, and to help control if a person having abnormal heartbeats, even if it is high or if it is low. If it is low, it will be normalizing the heartbeat. If it is high also, it will be normalizing the heartbeat of a person when the pacemaker is being implemented. Okay, now it prevents the heartbeat from beating too slowly. That condition is called as bradycardia, and the implantation of this is very simple. That is a minor surgical procedure they need, and the pacemaker is also known as cardiac pacing device. Next, there are three types, basically single chamber, dual chamber, and biventricle. Single chamber is for the right ventricle. It is sends the electrical impulses, and this dual chamber, it sends to right atrium and right ventricle, and this biventricle will send to left and right ventricle. First, also it is called as CRT, that is cardiac resynchronization therapy. It is used with heart failure and different heartbeat disorders. How it works is, first a pacemaker is implanted to regulate the heartbeat and to show the correct, slow or irregular rhythm hearts, what the heart rates it is following in the particular body, it will be sending through waveforms, and again the continuously monitoring the electrical activity of the heart. Then if it is too slow, the pacemaker will make sure to make it as normal, and now the heartbeat will also be include the sensor that detect the body movement, and even if they are performing some physical activity also, it will be automatically doing the work. If it is less or more, it will be having a sensor that senses, and it detects the body movement and the breathing rate also automatically. Next, you can see the design is having the pulse generator and the lead, that is electrode. Pulse generator is having the battery and electronic circuit, and lead is having 1 to 3 flexible insulated wires. Pulse generator and leads, that is electrodes, that is 1 to 3 flexible insulated wires will be present. It will be placed inside one or more chambers of the heart. It will be, some modern devices are leadless pacemakers also it is present, which are implanted directly into the heart muscle and do not require the leads that has been present in the pacemaker. Next, we have to justify the lung as a purification system and explain eye as a camera system. Every cell in the body requires oxygen for survival. The respiratory system supplies the oxygen to the body and removes the waste. The waste gases will be present in the body will be removed. Okay. Now the main function of the respiratory system is to bring fresh air into the body and remove the carbon dioxide. Now in the lungs, oxygen enters into the bloodstream and it is transported to the blood cells. At the cellular level, oxygen is exchanged for carbon dioxide. A waste product of metabolism is formed. Now the bloodstreams will carry carbon dioxide back to the lungs, and which is removed and exhaled. This procedure is known as what? Gas exchange. Additional function is it brings air to the proper body temperature, it moisturizes the air, it protects the body from harmful particles through sneezing, coughing, filtering and swallowing. Also it supports the sense of smell. Okay, now how it acts as a purification system is it helps in the purification of the blood and arteries which will be there. It carries the oxygenated blood, that is the pure, from the heart to the various part of the body. Veins, that is veins which will be present, will return the deoxygenated blood, that is impure blood containing the carbon dioxide, back to the right side of the heart. This impure blood is pumped to the lungs for purification. During inhalation, oxygen from the air diffuses into the blood. At the same time, carbon dioxide and other waste gases diffuse from the blood into the alveoli. The waste gases which will be there are be then expelled during the in exhalation. When the exhalation process is happening, it will be expelled, and that means it will be coming out. Okay, that means next the oxygenated rich blood which will be present, that will be purified and returning to the heart and becoming circulated throughout the body through all the parts. Next architecture is it has trachea, bronchi, bronchioles and the alveoli, and you can see the lungs diagram also. It is also one of the important diagram. How eye acts as a camera system. Introduction is human eye is a wonderful optical instrument that is works on the principle of refraction and the lenses to form the images. There are many similarities between the human eye and the camera. Okay, their similarities is diaphragm air shutter, that is in camera the shutter controls the amount of light entering the lens. It will be controlling. In eye the pupil will be there, that controls the amount of light entering the eyes. Next, lens is there. Both the camera and eye has a lens. Through focus, the image is real or inverted. And next is image sensor. The image, like in a camera, the image is recorded on film or digital sensor. In the eye, it is during the retina, focused on retina. Signal processing will be done in the retina through rod and cones, that will be studying next, and which converts the light into electrical impulses. Next, these impulses are transmitted through the optic nerve. Okay. Next, you can see photoreceptors are there, that is rod and cone. They can ask this question also separately itself. This too, okay, I have to study this. Next is S, M and L type of cone cells are there. Okay. Next, if we see, write a short note on cataract. Cataract is nothing but it is the clouding of eyes through age or some vision problems may cause. That is, cloudiness may affect only a small portion of the lens and may not cause noticeable change, that is vision problems. As the cataract grows, it will be having a large part of the lens, that is large part of the lens which will be present, it clouds that and it can cause blurred and vision problems. Okay. What are the causes is the lens is behind the iris and focuses light onto the retina. With aging also it may occur. Protein and fiber within the lens break down and clump together, causing the clouding of the eyes or the lens which is present. Next, the clouding scatters and blocks light from reaching the retina properly. It results in the blurred vision. What are the effects? Blurred or cloudy vision, difficulty seeing at night, increased sensitivity to glare and bright light, reduced sharpness and clarity of the vision. It usually develop in both eyes but may progress at different rates. It will be happening in two eyes. One eye, if it is having 70%, another one may have 40%, but it will also be increasing gradually. What are the types of cataract it is having? Nuclear and cortical and posterior subcapsular it is having. Stages is immature and mature and hypermature, that is part of the lens remain transparent in immature. Mature is entire lens become opaque, and hyper is proteins liquefy, and they'll say that the immediate surgical like implantation of the lens will be needed. Next, as the kidney acts as a filtration system and dialysis note. Okay, how the kidney is having, you can see it is having the ureters and bladder, renal cortex, renal medulla, renal pyramids and renal papilla, minor calyx, major calyx and renal pelvis. How it is happening? First, there is a presence of 1 million nephrons in a kidney system that acts as a functional unit for filtration. The one nephron also contains a glomerulus and a renal tubule. Parts of a nephron is Bowman's capsule, glomerulus and proximal convoluted tubule, loop of Henle and distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct. Next, you can see blood supply, how the blood supply happens. That is afferent arterioli and afferent and efferent will be there. Next, you can see working of kidney filtration is blood enters and then the waste product excess will be removed into the Bowman's capsule. Then the useful substances are separated and the additional wastes are secreted into the filtrate, and then it will become the urine. Then it will be passing through the ducts, renus, pelvis, and ureter, and then the bladder. You can see this, the procedure. Dialysis is nothing but a medical procedure that is used to remove the waste products and toxins and excess fluids from the body when the kidneys are unable to function properly. Types are there: hemodialysis and peritoneal dialysis. Okay. Next, you can see the defibrillators and bionic eyes and the Parkinson disease. You can see the first is defibrillators, and that is the medical devices that deliver an electric shock to the heart to restore a normal heartbeat. This also, it is related to heart, but what it will do, it will deliver an electric shock to the heart to restore a normal heartbeat. They are used to correct the rhythm, that is abnormal heart rhythms if will be there, means it will be used to correct that if there are too fast, too slow, or irregular. They also restart the heart during a cardiac arrest. Okay, they will be helping in that. Type of the devices is automated external implantable cardioverter and wearable cardioverter will be there. Bionic eyes, it is nothing but a prosthetic device, electrical prosthetic device surgically implanted into the eye to provide the vision to people with severe retinal damage will be there, means it is used for them. Transduction of light, conversion of light from the environment to the electrical impulses that the brain can interpret. Okay, it is having external camera and transmitter, internal microchip, that is retinal implant can be done. First, the camera captures the images from the environment, then the visual is converted into the radio signals. Then these signals which is there, radio signals, are transmitted into the retinal microchip, and then on the chip it converts into the electrical impulses. The impulses will be converted into connected to the optic nerve, then it carries the signal to the brain and then the interpreted as vision, then it will be visible. There you can see the features, advantages, disadvantages. It is expensive and may not be affordable for everyone. Next is about the Parkinson disease. Okay, Parkinson disease is nothing but a progressive neurological disease that affects the nervous system and body parts controlled by nerves. It is mainly for brain disease. Okay, and it is affected by mostly for it worsens over time, it affects the movement also. Now it is simple symptoms which will be there. First will be slow, it will be developing light tremor in one hand and all, like shaking, muscle stiffness, slowness of movement, difficulty in balance, and reduced facial expression and speech changes will be happening. What are the causes is, it contains certain nerve cells that is in the brain, it usually degenerate and it will be die and it will not be working, and they produce the dopamine, that is a chemical messenger, that is hormone responsible for the controlling the movement, and dopamine, if it is increasing, normal brain activity is disrupted, leading to movement related problems and other symptoms related to Parkinson disease. What are the effects? Impaired body movements, difficulty in performing daily activities, less of coordination, and progressive decline in the motor function. What is the treatment is no permanent cure. Medication is used to increase or replace the dopamine and help in the control system. In advanced cases, surgical process may be recommended to improve the quality of life. That's it. There is no permanent cure. Next, you can see COPD, CPD, CKD, and spirometry and ventilators. COPD is nothing but chronic obstructive pulmonary disease that is related to lung disease. It will be having chronic bronchitis and emphysema, that is progressive. It can be increasing and can reduce lung function over time. It will be reducing the lung function. Symptoms may include shortness of breath, chronic cough, wheezing, and excessive mucus production. Next, CKD is nothing but related to kidney, chronic kidney disease, that is long term condition where the kidney loses to filter the blood, ability to filter the blood, may have symptoms as fatigue, swelling of legs, nausea, and require the urine output that is reduced, and The severe case is having may require dialysis or kidney transplantation also. Now early diagnosis and disease for this will be slow the progression of the disease. Next is spirometry, that is used in the pulmonary test function to access, that is lung capacity and the airflow. It measures the amount and speed of air inhaled and exhaled through a person, and device is used is called as spirometer, and it will be measured in two forms, that is FVC, FEV1, forced vital capacity, forced expiratory volume in 1 second. Next is ventilator. It is a medical device that helps patients breathe, they control adequately on their own and on the lungs and removes the carbon dioxide, and then it is used mainly in ICU for control system, air pump, tubing and patient interface. Next, you can see the wearable biology insulin solutions. Muscular dystrophy, it's already discussed. Robotic arms for prosthetic device also have discussed. In this wearable device, biology insulin solutions are smart medical devices used continuously to monitor the glucose level of the person automatically. It will deliver the insulin also. It will be having glucose sensor, insulin pump and a control unit. It acts as a artificial pancreas. Even dystrophy, it is having muscle weakness, difficulty in walking, frequent falls will be there, loss of muscle mass. Robotic arms is nothing but the major components will be having sensors, microcontroller, motors, actuators, mechanical arm structure and power supply will be there. That is functions include grasping, lifting, holding and all. This was all about the module 2. If you want any notes, please do DM me on Instagram. My Instagram account will be mentioned in description as well. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like, share, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next video, bye bye.